Okay, bye. Hello everyone, happy Valentine's Day. If you haven't seen my fan art of Gelphie that I did a few weeks ago, here's what it looks like. I love Wicked, it's my favorite musical, and I decided to do fan art of it. And I did fan art which was originally supposed to be watercolored. However, I was going to do that, but I didn't like the idea because I couldn't get the inking how I wanted to. So today I decided to take a different approach, even though as you can see the fan art is completely finished. And I love how it came out, but I don't know, I decided I wasn't done with it, and I thought for Valentine's Day that I would 3Dify my Gelphie art. So I really love how my Gelphie piece came out. I really wanted to evoke some storybook pop-up book vibes, which actually turned out to be fortuitous because I did a rewatch of the movie and there's actually little Elfie is looking through a storybook of a pop-up book of The Wizard of Oz, or I don't know if it's exactly The Wizard of Oz, but you get what I mean. So I think I was successful in the look, and I think that, I don't know, I think it was funny that, I guess in the back of my mind, I remembered the pop-up book, and I just had to try it out for myself. So in order to 3Dify my art, I wanted to do it in PAPERCRAFT. Now, PAPERCRAFT is something I've been really interested in and a fan of for a very long time, and I just decided to take the plunge and try it out with this art. And I don't want to go into too much of a tangent about PAPERCRAFT and how I came to it, but if you do want to hear more about PAPERCRAFT and my journey towards PAPERCRAFT, then give this video a like. So in order to save time, plus because PAPERCRAFT is so new to me, I wanted to explore it by myself without the pressure of a camera. So I've already done the backgrounds for the piece I'm working on, so I'm going to flip the camera around and show you guys what I got. Okay, so here are the backgrounds, and I'm in love with how they came out. This was actually really simple to do, and I think PAPERCRAFT, I'm going to start incorporating PAPERCRAFT into my art a lot more because I just had such a blast exploring and trying new things. And it just was really satisfying to start to pop things up. And the stage curtains are raised with just little strips of paper that I basically folded in on itself and just made, I don't know, little razors, and it was just so much fun. And anyway, the very base layer is all flat, and then the stage curtains are raised, and then I did a final piece, a final layer of the stage curtain. And yeah, I just really like the effect. And I also cut out the girls. And I did 3 different sizes just because I wasn't sure which one I would go with. So the idea is for the girls to be hanging in front of the stage. So they won't be glued on to the stage, they will be hanging in front. And this is the smallest size, and then the biggest, and then the medium size right here on the left. And I love how all these came out, but I think the medium is going to serve us well. In fact, these are already, the line art is done for these on watercolor paper, because today we're going to watercolor the girls. And I haven't decided if Glinda is going to be on the pink or green stage and which one. Let me show you the alphabet ones. I think I really nailed it with the storybook design. I think it's going to turn out so cool. And yeah, I haven't decided which stage they're going to go on, but we can figure that out later. Right now, we're just going to watercolor. So we're at the watercolor portion of this video, and I'm just going in layers and going till I think the saturation is perfect.
You're green. I am.
Now, what I really wanted to talk about in this clip is I wanted to go over my favorite songs in Act 1 of Wicked. Before we start, I want to say that my favorite Glinda and Elphaba will always be Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, and I'll be comparing their versions a little bit to Ariana Grande's and Cynthia Erivo's. However, I do think Ariana and Cynthia are on par with Kristen and Idina. I love them all 4 so much. They did such a spectacular job, and I'm so excited to talk about the movie soundtrack. Quick note, I will be doing this rapid fire style, so if I nick songs, it's because I didn't think they were important to talk about, And if you want to ask me in the comments to go in more detail about any of the songs, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to do that. The show opens up with No One Mourns the Wicked, and in the movie, y'all, the needle drop is perfect because they kind of make you wait for the music to start, and once it starts, I was in tears. No One Mourns the Wicked was a make or break it song for me. My top favorite Wicked songs are, in order, Thank Goodness, No One Mourns the Wicked, and No Good Deed. 2 of those songs are in Act 2, No One Mourns the Wicked is in Act 1. So this was a big song for me, and I knew I was gonna love the movie if I ended up loving the song, and I absolutely did. The director and everyone in the scene knew how I wanted this song to be played out, and they played it out perfectly. Ariana hit all the high notes. I love this song so much. I used to get in trouble with my mom because I would have my headphones on too loud, and she could tell because Kristen would hit the very high operatic notes, and she'd turn around in the car and be like, turn that down. And like, anyway, I just love the song so much. My favorite bits are honestly, okay, so my favorite part about Wicked is that the ensemble cast is so good. Like, they are also a big, they're just as important as Glinda and Elphaba. Wicked has my favorite ensemble cast out of any musical. The movie's no different. The ensemble, they start stomping around an effigy of Elphaba, and the moment is just so good. The stomping is just haunting, and Ariana's voice is haunting towards the end of the song. My favorite notes of No One Mourns the Wicked has always been the very end when Glinda, her voice cuts through the crowd and she says good news, and she does it a couple times, and that part has always hit me. Ariana knocked that right out the park, and I'm so proud and pleased. If you're gonna listen to any song, okay, so if you haven't listened to Wicked yet, like, what are you doing? Like, go listen to that. But if you're gonna listen to any song from the soundtrack, please listen to No One Mourns the Wicked. It's that good. We're now going to talk about The Wizard and I. So I didn't know how much I loved Elphaba's solo songs until I heard Cynthia sing the song. I think Elphaba kind of gets boring songs, except for one of the songs that comes in Act 2. It's fucking awesome. But anyway, The Wizard and I is awesome. I really wish they wouldn't have kept in the conversational bit between Elphaba and Madame Morble. That's one of the reasons why I always skipped it on the original soundtrack. I don't like listening to that person's voice no matter who is doing that bit, and honestly, I know people say that Michelle Yeoh was miscast, and she was, but honestly, I just don't care about Madame Morble in general, so that's how I feel about that. But Cynthia's voice is just like butter, and she sings the song with so much hope, the hope that it needs. It's actually now one of my new favorite I Want songs. So yes, anyway, I just wanted to gush about Cynthia for a minute. She was great in this song. What Is This Feeling used to be one of my favorites as a kid. It's very gay panic. It's an argument fight song a little bit between Glinda and Elphaba. I think the ensemble cast shines. I love the verse they get whenever they flock around Glinda, and I love Glinda's response back to them. And anyway, I just think that the character work in this song is so good. Again, gay panic, love it. Please listen to this song as well. Dancing Through Life is another one of my favorite songs from Act 1. I've always loved Fiyero, however, my OTP it's a polyamorous relationship, obviously, between Glinda, Elphaba, and Fiyero, and that's just my headcanon, and that's how I feel. I just love all 3 of them together. I feel like Fiyero and Glinda shine in the song. I love all of Glinda's bits, and the song is just great. What's not to like about it? You know, I said earlier that I don't like conversational bits being left in, and I just meant when they're kind of like talking or just talking. I hate when they leave that in the middle of the song. But I really like the conversational singing bits in this, especially with Glinda. I think this song is perfect. It's so much fun. I do wish the lighting would have been different for the movie, but all in all, Jonathan Bailey did a great job in the song. It's awesome. It's a fun time. Popular wasn't going to be a make it or break it song for me, particularly because I like the song fine, I do. I have my moments where I really want to listen to it, but the original, Kristen sings it a little bit more to like funny voice mid-transatlantic accent for me. I much prefer Ari's version. However, I do like the OG version whenever Glinda talks about if heads of state had brains or knowledge, don't make me laugh, they were popular. I just liked her attitude in that more than the call and response that they make in Ariana's version. But I do want to say I love the la la la's at the end of Ariana's version. It's S tier, chef's kiss. One Short Day is another favorite ensemble song of mine. They're great. In the middle of this song, there is Was a Mania, which is propaganda for the wizard. and it's introduced by a speaking part of Glinda's, and then the ensemble cast comes in to sing the lyrics for Wizamania. In the movie, they actually had Chris Lynchinoth and Idina Menzel themselves actually come out to do this bit, and I was floored. I was overwhelmed. I will say I do wish they would have edited their portion down in the soundtrack version, just, you know, whenever you're listening to the soundtrack, just because I do think the long drawn out bit is just a little bit too much. Even though I love seeing them, I really did. It's just one of my favorite songs, and I wish they hadn't clumped it up so much. But that's my only critique. Otherwise, the song is perfect. Anywho, we're now to the part where I'm cutting the girls out. And this part came out fine. I really like, I'm actually watching it back now, and I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Because something happened right after I turned the camera off for this clip. Defying Gravity, of course, made me cry, because of course it would. However, I can't help but feel on a rewatch, they hold space for the end note of Defying Gravity, and in the movie, it's such a pregnant pause. I think on rewatch it's just going to be funnier and funnier with each take. But otherwise, Cynthia and Ariana sang this so beautifully, and I was so incredibly pleased with the song, and just all the music in general just knocked it out the park. Okay, so
let's start.
As you saw in the last clip, I was using a scalpel to cut out Glinda and Elphaba. I had just got done doing the watercolor, which came out great. I was happy with the way the colors came out and the texture that the watercolor paper provided. So it was everything how I want it to be from my head. I was happy. And then I started using, I just found this out, that I wasn't using an X-Acto blade, I was using a scalpel, which is why it's actually a pain in the ass to use. I didn't dislike it, but as soon as I got done with the pretty cutouts of the characters, I turned the camera off. I yanked on it when I shouldn't have, and the scalpel got my thumb and my palm. I couldn't do anything for a week. I was very upset. There was blood everywhere. I punctured my palm, sliced my thumb, and it just wasn't a good time, y'all.
Something has changed within me.
So despite the fact that I was hurt, I actually really enjoyed the project up until then. I've always wanted to try paper crafting, but didn't know kind of just how easy it really was. And because I was injured, my partner graciously stepped in and helped build the shadow boxes, and they came out so good. We both love how they came out. We loved it so much that we're gonna do shadow boxes in the future, and I'm super excited to do that. Especially, I love mixing the watercolor with the paper craft. I just think it was just the storybook look that I was really looking for, and I can't wait to reveal them to you right now. Alright, let's do this. And there she is. Look how good Glinda came out. I love her. Look at her shadow. I hope the shadow's coming up on camera. Y'all, I love this. So, we saw Glinda, so now let's do Elphie. Da 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 da. There she is. And I gotta say, I thought I was gonna love Glinda more, but I actually love Elphaba a whole lot more. I like the way she sits. I love the two strings. I love the broom, like her pose. I just think she came out so good. Not that Glinda didn't, but I'm just really happy and surprised by Elphie. I really am. And I'm super happy with these pieces. These are my new favorite pieces of art that I've done. And I'm not trying to get teary-eyed here, but I'm really happy with this art. I'm crying because it looks so awesome. Like, yeah. I've always wanted to do paper craft. So whenever I was a little kid, when I was at Disney in the hotel, they used to run like a park like channel to let you know what's going on like in the parks or whatever. And their bumpers were, it was paper craft. And I remember it, the background was yellow. And it was paper craft of like teacups spinning, and then like the little Mickey Mouse hat popped up in paper craft, and I just thought it was the coolest shit. And I've always wanted to do that, and I didn't know how, and I kind of figured it out, you know? Alright. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. now that I revealed the shadow boxes, I just wanted to wrap up talking about Wicked. I know I kind of bitched about how, or I didn't bitch, but I wanted to convey that as much as I love stage musicals, I really love musical movie adaptations. They're so important to me. I love Broadway, but I think one of my biggest complaints I have about it is how inaccessible it is, and I just think a push for more movie musicals is the direction we should be going in, besides obviously bringing the ticket prices down in the theater. But genuinely, I love this adaptation. I love this movie. I did want to shout out real quick. So back in 2019, right before COVID, I was lucky enough to go see the actual stage version the first time. Hopefully not the last time. But it was so good, and the lady who played Glinda, I believe her name was Erin Mackey, and then I believe the person playing Elphie was, oh, I hope I say her name right, Maria Torres. But anyway, they're both great as Glinda and Elphaba, and I just want to shout them out because I talk so much about the original Broadway cast and about Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, and I just wanted to shout them out because so many fabulous people have played these characters, and Wicked is just so important to me. I've loved musicals since about 6th grade, and Wicked wasn't my first one, but I just fell in love with it when I found it, and my friends and I would scream, sing it at each other in the car. After school, we would go to Sonic and sing Broadway songs, and we would do that most of the night, and most of the times we were out together, so I never anticipated that this would mean so much to me, especially because 6th grade was a long time from now, but it still hits me really hard, and I love looking back on those memories and knowing how important this was to me. So if you listen to my song-by-song analysis, I hope you enjoyed it, because it genuinely is a dream come true for me to make a video about Wicked, to be making videos at all. But specifically a video about Wicked was just so important to me, and I never anticipated that Wicked would just automatically blow up when I was in my 30s, but I'm so grateful it has. I have a newfound passion for it, and I have a new soundtrack version that I love, and anyway, if you listen to me talk about Wicked, thank you. If you're a Wicked fan just as much as I am, I would love to hear what you thought about the movie in the comments below, or what you think of the original musical, if you want to talk about the book. And, like, I respect it, however, I tried reading the book, I never actually made it very far into it, actually. I did make it far, I never finished it. I just love the musical stage play more. So if you want to talk about that with me in the comment section, I would love that. Also, if you want to come on my art journey with me, please don't forget to subscribe. The links to my social media and the links to the music that I use are in the description box below. And happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Pepper, you're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Look at the tail going. Look at that tail going.
Sis, you already had an adventure. You already went out.
Antique build home.